This is my town. Right now. Right now. Right now. This is my town. Right now. Right now. Right now. This is my town.
What's up, YouTube? I'm Doc Caesar, and as the title says, this is my Modern Warfare 3 First Impressions video. So let's get things started with the things I like about the game. And the first thing is the kill streak system. So in the beginning, before I played the game, I didn't know exactly how it would work out or if it was just a cheap gimmick. But after playing the game, I'm glad to say that I don't think it's a cheap gimmick. I actually do like the kill streak system. And so the first strike package you have available to you is the assault strike package, which is pretty much your standard kill streaks, pay blows, and things like that. It's basically for the players who really like getting high kills. Then there's the support package, which gives you a lot of kill streaks to choose from that are supposed to support your team. So it's basically for the player who doesn't necessarily like to go for the high kills, or you aren't very good at getting the high kill streaks, because these don't reset when you die. So the last one is the specialist package, which doesn't give you kill streaks in the traditional sense where you're calling in helicopters and stuff like that. Instead, you get perks, and by the end of your kill streaks you'll have all of the perks in the game. And I like the idea of these strike packages for the most part. The only one I'm kind of so-so about is the specialist package, which I'll get more into later. So the next thing I like about the game is the guns. Now there seems to be a decent balance between all of the guns, with the exception of maybe the PP90, I think it's called, and the snipers. I'll get more into the snipers later, but for the most part, I like the guns in the game in general. I don't have a problem with them. I don't feel like there's really a gun in any category that just completely blows away every other gun in its category, or every other gun in the whole game for that matter. So another thing I like about the game are the two new game modes they added, Team Defender and Kill Confirmed. Now, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy these games as much maybe a few months down the line, but I know right now I do like Kill Confirmed. It's pretty fun, except for in Ground War. And Team Defender, it's good with a party. I haven't played without a party. I really enjoyed it when I played it with a party. So we'll see how these game modes evolve over time. But for now, let's go into things I don't like about this game. So let's get started with the maps. Now, I heard that Infinity Ward wanted to make the map smaller to try to lower the amount of camping that would happen. But to me, I don't think it really did that, and I don't think this was the way to go about doing that either. So, I mean, the maps are very small, and some are a little too similar. But, I mean, they're just too small, and I feel like every time I turn a corner, there's going to be someone waiting for me, aiming down their sight, ready to get the kill. So, it kind of forces me to play a little bit more defensive than I would like to. But I'm not going to worry too much about this and just try to adapt as best I can to these maps, because it's not like they're going to do an update and make all the maps bigger. That's just not going to happen. So the only thing to do is to adapt and deal with it, pretty much. So the next thing I don't like about this game is, see, it's hard to give this a title because I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm going to say it's lag. And mostly what I mean is my screen being behind what my opponent is seeing. So a lot of times, I'll be going about my business, walking around the map or whatever, and I come up to a corner and I see a guy immediately pop out around the corner, and it's like he's shooting before he even gets around the corner, and I just die instantly. I just fall right there. But when I look at the kill cam, this guy came around the corner, had enough time to smoke a cigarette, take a dump, watch TV, come back, aim down his sight, and then kill me. And I'm like, well, hold on. None of this happened on my screen. So the only thing I can attribute that to is lag. And the other part of this is sometimes my bullets feel like they go through people. And at times it's worse than Black Ops, but I mean it's inconsistent. Like some games I have good games like the gameplay you're seeing where for the most part things work out for me, my bullets hit. And then there's the games where the majority of the time, my bullets aren't hitting and people are just seeing things that I'm not seeing. So hopefully they fix this as soon as possible if they can, because I really don't like feeling as though every gunfight I get into that's had a 1v1 situation, it feels like I'm rolling dice to decide who's gonna win, and a lot of times I come up the loser. So there's nothing I can really do about that, but hope for a solution. So the next thing I don't like about this game is the weapon damage. Now, hear me out first. You might be thinking, well, what are you talking about? I die in an instant all the time. You even said you die in an instant yourself. But that's not the weapon damage I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the time it takes for me to die. I'm talking about the time it takes for me to kill. And I really feel like the majority of the time I get way too many hit markers with my guns. And I even went into a private match and tested the majority of the assault rifles damage, and for the most part, they all kill 3 shots close range and about 4 to 5 at long range. Now, I know a lot of people on YouTube and other places have been saying that the weapons are just as strong as they were in Modern Warfare 2, even with stopping power. And I honestly don't know how they're even saying this. I'm like, what game are they playing? Because half the time when I shoot at people, it takes me about half a clip just to put them down. So, I don't know if it's something that, a lot of people just aren't experiencing. But I know other people that I've talked to feel the same way. So, the last thing that I don't like about this game are the quick scopers. And, whoa, what was that? Oh, that was the sound of you guys clicking off of this video. Well, for those of you who stayed, let me just say that I don't completely hate quickscoping, but I don't like it either. And normally quickscoping wouldn't really be a problem because you can always drop shot them or whatever. It's usually not that hard to beat a quickscoper. But with the lag problems I mentioned before, it's really hard to beat a quickscoper when what I'm seeing is behind what they're seeing, and I only have less than a quarter second to react before they get their scope up to their face and they're pulling that trigger and I'm dead in one shot. It doesn't seem like they get too many hit markers either these days. Usually, I see a ghillie suit and I'm dead. And I've disliked quickscopers since way back in Modern Warfare 2, but at least back then, if I got the first shots off, I would kill them. But in this game, that's not always the case. But I'm not going to sit here and complain about quick scoping because there's already enough people doing that for me. So there's other things that I do like about the game, but I was trying to focus more on the gameplay side of things. But in my honest opinion, I do not think this game is Modern Warfare 2.5. Now, in terms of graphics, you might be able to say that it is kind of Modern Warfare 2.5, but in terms of gameplay, it doesn't really play like Modern Warfare 2 to me because of all the things they've changed, all the things I've mentioned in this video, the things I haven't mentioned like the weapon levels and proficiencies and stuff. Some people call that just a gimmick, but it actually does change the gameplay a little bit. And the way the perks are set up definitely changed the way the game is played compared to Modern Warfare 2. But I definitely think this game feels like its own game. It's Modern Warfare 3. And I think a lot of people are being a little too harsh on the game. And you might have got that impression from this video with all the things I dislike. But I don't hate the game. If you were to ask me what I thought about it immediately after I finished playing the game, you might hear something different because I do tend to get frustrated often. But that's just typical with Call of Duty and me. So, my honest opinion though, right now, while I have a cool head, is that I do like the game. and it has a lot of potential. But they just need to fix a few things up, and maybe this game will be everything I wanted it to be when they first announced it. And I mean, even if this game was Modern Warfare 2.5, I wouldn't have been extremely disappointed because, in my opinion, Modern Warfare 2 was a great game that was always just one patch away from being one of the best shooting games ever made. But, that patch never happened, so hopefully Infinity Ward learn from their mistakes and they keep a lot of developer support up with this game. But we'll see how things pan out later on down the line, whether or not I'll still be able to say I like this game a few months from now, or if it'll die out really quick like Black Ops did. And hopefully that's not the case. So in this game, I didn't pay as much attention to the objectives as I would have liked to because I'm really in an experimental phase because the game is so new. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm Doc Caesar, and I'm out.